Hello and welcome to another video. Today I want to share with you a pretty cool iPhone USB-C hub that I recently purchased on AliExpress for about $25–30. And this hub basically allows me to connect extra accessories to my iPhone or tablet and even my laptop. So this is the hub. It's from a brand called Hagibis. I'm not really sure how to pronounce the name, but the build quality is fantastic. It's made out of aluminum metal. Then here on the back, you have some rubber padding and also MagSafe magnets. So you can basically attach it magnetically to your MagSafe accessories. And I must say that the magnets are super strong. But there is also a MagSafe magnet here on top, which allows you to stack extra MagSafe accessories to this hub. For example, I have here a vlogging screen from SmallRig, which also has a MagSafe magnet in here. And I can just easily mount it on top of the hub. And again, the magnets are super strong. Next, in terms of size, this is how it compares to my Samsung T7 Shield SSD. As you can see, it is fairly compact. It's slightly shorter than the T7 Shield SSD, but it's also slightly thicker. But I still think it is fairly compact for what it is. Next, in terms of ports, first of all, this is the host USB-C port, which is where you're going to connect the included USB-C cable. And then this goes into your device, either your iPhone, tablet, computer. It will work with pretty much anything as long as it has a USB-C port. Then right next to this port, there is an aux port, so you can easily plug in earbuds to your phone and also a microphone if it has a TRRS connection. Then in here, there is a USB-A 10 gigabits per second port. Honestly, I kind of wish it was USB-C because most of my accessories are USB-C, but I guess it makes this hub slightly more versatile because you can also attach USB-A accessories to it if necessary. Then in here, there is a PD 100 watt USB-C charging port. This port can only be used to charge your device, not transfer data. And of course, it supports up to 100 watts of charging. So you can not only charge your iPhone with it at full speed, but also your iPad, tablets, and even MacBooks like the 16-inch MacBook Pro, 14-inch MacBook Pro, and so on. Right next in here, you have a UHS-II SD card slot and also a TF4 micro SD card slot. And honestly, this is one of the main reasons why I purchased this hub, because most USB-C hubs that have an SD card slot support only up to UHS-I speeds, and UHS-I speeds are significantly slower than UHS-II. I have only UHS-II SD cards that I use with my full frame camera, and when traveling I prefer to take just one SD card basically and back up the footage if necessary to my SSD because it is significantly cheaper than buying extra SD cards. And basically with this hub I'll be able to back up my footage at full speed, unlike with other hubs on the market which only support UHS-I speeds. But also, if you want to, you can take a UHS-II SD card with this hub, plug it in, and basically record the ProRes Photo 2 HQ video directly to your SD card without any issues. I've tried recording ProRes Photo 2 HQ to this SanDisk UHS-II 64GB SD card, and I managed to record for about 15 minutes until I ran out of space, but I didn't get any freezes, lags, or anything like that. Right, and finally in here, there is also a USB-C port that supports 10 gigabits per second transfer speeds. This is where you're going to plug in your SSDs and whatnot. Now also another thing that I want to mention, this hub does not support video transmission. So if you'll try to plug in a USB-C to HDMI adapter to the USB-C port in here, it will not do anything. So if you want to transfer the image data from your phone or whatever device to a monitor or something like that, you will not be able to do it with this hub. But Hagibis does have a hub just like this, but instead of the fast UHS-II SD card slots and HDMI ports, if you want to transmit data, you can instead consider that hub. But for me personally, it is much more important to have the UHS-II speeds on the hub than having an HDMI connection. All right, and now let me show you just setup that I might use in the future when doing a project, like a serious project with the iPhone. So the heart of this setup is going to be this JGC MagSafe filter mount. It has like a 67mm filter thread in here, and then MagSafe magnet in here, and also MagSafe in here, and a cold chill mount in here. And I can basically mount it on my iPhone, and now I have an ND filter. Then I can take my small rig tripod mount, so I can mount my iPhone on a tripod easily. It has like an Arca Swiss plate in here, and also a cold chill mount, a 1/4" thread and whatnot. So I'm just going to put it right here, magnetically, of course. Then I can take the hub, put it also magnetically in here. Then I can also take my monitor from small rig to preview what I'm shooting. And now I'm going to connect the cable to the hub and my iPhone. And then just to have good quality audio, I can take my DJI receiver, put it on top of this cold chill mount in here, and then it's connected to a Boya USB-C 3.5mm adapter. And then also, if I want to, I can take a UHS-II SD card and record video directly to it. I can just plug it in directly to the hub in here. And I basically have the ultimate filming setup with my iPhone. I have an ND filter, I have good quality audio, I have extra storage with the SD card in here, and everything is magnetic. So if I don't want to use this setup anymore, I can just remove the main cable from the hub and just take out my iPhone, and that's it. But obviously this is a bit too bulky, as you can see, and a bit confusing in a way. Only a few people would actually, you know, create a setup like this and actually use it. But for traveling, what I'm going to do is just take the hub like so, connect it to my iPhone with an SD card in here, and then I can take my SSD, connect it to the port in here. And now again, I can basically back up my SD card to the SSD in here at full UHS-II speeds. But do remember, when doing something like this, when backing up an SD card to an SSD, you will also have to plug in some power into this port, either a power bank or maybe like a wall plug, because the iPhone is not able to power on the hub and the SSD at the same time. So if you'll try to do it without power, you'll get some crashes. So make sure to plug in some power from a power bank or wall plug to get the absolute best experience when using the SD card slot and also the SSD at the same time. So yeah, I think overall this hub is pretty cool. The build quality is fantastic. The MagSafe magnets are super strong. I'm happy that it has a MagSafe on both sides, so you can stack extra accessories if necessary. It has all the necessary ports that I will ever need, and it's not too expensive in my opinion. So I'm going to leave links for it down below for you to check out. If you have other recommendations for accessories for my iPhone, also let me know down below. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.